Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to CCxRC. I'm back with the Team Corally Punisher 4. We had all of our snow for the most part melt, but then it was super muddy, but it's freezing again. So the ground is pretty frozen. So I think we'll be able to get some footage for you without it being super muddy, but also not being, super slippery. It's not like frozen where I won't have traction. There are still some wet spots, but there's some ice. It's a kind of a mix, but we're gonna see how it does and just have some fun, see if it's controlled or what we're kind of dealing with it. So let's see what we got. Yeah, it definitely has some get up and go. Lots of acceleration. Oh, stuffed it. All right, so there's some mud. So I have to get used to it. The braking on it is pretty intense. But I'm definitely getting wheels up, so that was one of the things I wasn't sure with these wheels. They definitely don't seem to expand. So you're not getting any extra love from them expanding, as far as trying to do backflips or things like that. But getting some speed to get the wheels up even after takeoff, which was again a worry, like if I donkey kicked. But I'll have to go in and tune the ESC a little bit more here after this run, get the manual out and see what I can do. Yeah, because man, you tap the brakes and it is full front end to the ground. So best bet right now is just let off the throttle and see if that self-corrects enough. Let's see if it'll wheelie. No, so that center diff, that's just applying straight power. It's quick though. Lots of tumbles. Surprisingly, with the couple I've done, it hasn't landed and gotten stuck on the wing. As much as I say I don't like wings for that reason, it's doing pretty good getting back on its wheels. It does feel pretty stiff. Bouncing around out here. It's pretty cold though, but I'm just watching it kind of bounce all over the ground. So the ground here, oh, one, it's hard, but it's also pretty bumpy. But I'm watching it kick all over. And kind of not really soak up. So that's just going to come into a tuning, shock tuning. Maybe, I don't know if it's the springs are stiff. Oh, that was nice. Or if it's just the shock oils. But yeah, even on the grass, I'm not wanting to really get too much wheelie action going. Again, it's a little slippery, but I think it's just kind of the diff. You'd have to maybe put a thicker oil in the center there. But what you get is lots of controlled driving, that's for sure. There's a little wheelie. So, for a short wheelbase truck, one of the things I am liking about it is it's not too squirrely to drive because it isn't wheels up. Ah, there's the landing on the lid. I'm not paying attention to the camera if I'm not getting any of these shots. It's pretty icy. It's a little muddy here. But there is also ice on the ground. Everything's pretty frozen. But as I was saying, unlike say my my Outcast 4S, that thing is pretty unwieldy for giving to somebody that's never driven. If I could tone down the brake on this in the air, actual ground driving with it is pretty good. Again, I'm one-handing it. If I were to give it one thing that it is, it feels controlled. Oh, heard the body barking. Yeah, it definitely has a bit of a control feel, and I'm gonna guess it comes down to a few things. The tires being one of them, because they do not expand. So in the air, we're not seeing them like get all crazy ballooned. They're staying pretty true to the shape that they are. So that's limiting some of that rotating momentum that you'd use for backflips and things like that. So while I do say that it's like controlled in the air, and on the ground it's pretty controlled. I'm gonna guess if you had a smoother area than I have to run, but I mean most grassy areas are gonna be bouncy and bumpy like this, and it's getting kind of kicked all over the place. You can just watch it bouncing all over on its approach. I'm gonna head over here. We'll try and slow-mo it coming on the approach here and see if you can just watch it bounce all over. Oh. Now it's cruising. I don't know what the top speed is on this. I remember Townley did a speed run with it and thought at 4S it should be faster. I'm gonna guess it's getting up close. 40s, something like that if you're really pegging it. We're probably only hitting 30s through the yard, upper 20s, but it's bouncing all over on approach. Whoa! That came right at me. But it is fun. And my driving is, again, one-handed, so, and at speeds like this, that can be a little bit of a bear bouncing around like this on this hard ground. Now I will say too, I think that the hard ground is not being very forgiving either. Like where it would normally be tearing it up and might have a little bit of sponginess to it, we're not getting that at all. Oh man, it's cold too. Man, my fingers are freezing. But it's definitely a fun truck to drive. Oh, no. Testing's gonna vary anywhere you go. All conditions are different for everybody. And these are pretty small jumps that we're hitting here. These are just kind of for fun, playing around in the yard. Oh, nice. I just like being able to go back and forth and hit some jumps like this. This is enjoyable to me. Oh. I will be bringing in some more dirt though once the spring hits, and we'll be building this up a little bit more again. I toned it down for some of the smaller cars we were running. Man, it's cruising though, I'll tell you what. It's enough speed for what I have back here. I'm I'm plenty happy with the the speed. I don't usually open it up like this in the yard and just let it go. So I'm not like looking for high speed. I'm just looking for something that's controlled, bashable. Like that was a nice jump. Laying on your wheels. Oh, on the wing, dang it. All right, that's about all my fingers can do. It's cold. They are cold, cold. We got her dirty. It's been looking so pretty because after the snow, it looks brand new. I was just putting it in my shower and letting it, all the snow melt off that I couldn't get with the air compressor, and it looked another wing landing. That's cool. But I'd let it dry off and it would just look like brand new. Yeah, my fingers are freezing. Ooh, it's starting to hurt, starting to tingle. All right, I need to get a couple upright shots. All right, guys, I'm back inside. I'm letting my hands kind of warm up here. That's as much as they can handle. There's still things I'm trying to figure out with this car. It's hard because the conditions here are not ideal for running RCs. It is very cold. The ground is hard. All the snow melted and then it froze. So, it is just crazy hard out there. And so where normally the grass and that would be a little bit more forgiving, it's bouncing the car everywhere. So I can't tell if that's the suspension or if it's just the ground. I'd have to drive something else out there to see and compare it. But I can't make any judgments based on it. I will say it's fun. I had a blast driving it. The other thing that I want to just say is the speed. It feels quick. I wouldn't say like that it's the fastest car that I have, but it's quick on 4S. So there, you hit it something at full speed, you don't have a whole lot in the air to correct with, and that's any car. And so you are hitting kind of at the higher end of this. But I think part of that too is the wheels on them. The tires don't expand, and so you lose a little bit of your ability to make adjustments in the air because of that. They're almost like they're belted. They're so firm. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's been fun. It's a fun truck to drive. And I'm just getting used to it with the different conditions. That's the first time I had traction with it. It wouldn't wheelie on the ground as it is, and I'm going to guess that it's probably just the center diff, and tuning would change some of that. So, but even still, it's not like some of the cars that you'd get where it wouldn't do a wheelie, but the front tires would balloon like crazy. So it's just different. It's just different tires, different than I'm used to running, and that doesn't mean it's not fun. So anyway, have fun RCing, guys. We'll catch you next time.